Colorado's #1 news channel, it's KKTV 11 News at 4.
A fiery crash at a 7-Eleven in Colorado Springs, a terrible situation. Take a look at this photo. A woman is dead. She was pinned by her minivan when it erupted into flames. Thanks for being with us this afternoon. I'm Betty Sexton.
And I'm Don Ward. It is breaking news this afternoon. That freak accident at a gas station. When the flames erupted, one woman died. 3 other victims were sent to the hospital.
Now, this happened at the 7-Eleven near 15th in Colorado. Police say an SUV lost control, slammed into a pickup, which hit the minivan. Both burst into flames. 11 News reporter Stephanie Ross joins us now live from that scene. And Steph, we understand that police have just released the name of that victim.
Well, that's right. Police have released the name of the victim. It's Whitney Hendrickson. She's 18 years old. Also, they've released the woman that was driving this red SUV over here. They've released her name. It's Kelly McKay. She was 29 years old. She was the one woman that was sent to the hospital after this crash, but they say that she does not have any significant injuries. Now, we want to show you some of these pictures that were taken of this fire just after it started. This is the fireball that happened once the vehicle ran into the gas pump there. These pictures were taken by a man who works across the street from the 7-Eleven. Now, he told me he heard a crash and ran out to see the 7-Eleven engulfed in flames. That man, Greg Alderman, ran across the street to try to help, and he described a horrific scene.
So I went to get into the van, and the flames were just, oh God, it was terrible. There was a young lady that was pinned up against the gas pump in the minivan. I don't know if the window was broken out or if they had it rolled down, but she was screaming to help her. She was going to die.
Now, what people tell me at this scene is that this red car here that's just about to be towed away, this is the car that the woman was driving, that she was actually yelling outside of her window saying that her brakes were failing. So she ends up running into this Chevy truck right over here. This truck then gets pushed up against the gas pump, which ended up pinning that 18-year-old right there against her minivan. Now, you saw the intense flames. The woman that got pinned, that 18-year-old, was the only person to die in this crash. Everybody was able to run away from the flames immediately after. Now, we're on Colorado here between 14th and 16th. Colorado is closed right now because of this investigation. Don and Betty?
Stephanie, very quickly, just to clarify, the 18-year-old victim in this case, she was outside the minivan pumping gas when the van was hit, and then she was pushed up between the van and the pump. Is that right?
Well, that's right. The 18-year-old was in between the pump and her car. Now, when that truck there hit the pump, it ended up pinning her between the car and the pump, and then that huge fireball erupted, and people describing these flames as being extremely hot. Well, she got caught right in the middle of that. Back to you.
Oh, what a horrific situation. Thanks, Stephanie.
From Southern Colorado's #1 news channel, this is 11 News 530.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Don Ward.
And I'm Shannon Brenius. We start tonight with a fiery crash that has killed a teenager.
A freak accident. 18-year-old Whitney Hendrickson was pumping gas when she was pinned between the gas pump and her minivan. This happened just before 1 this afternoon at the 7-Eleven near 15th in Colorado.
KKTV 11 News reporter Stephanie Ross joins us there. And Stephanie, this all started when a woman lost control of her SUV.
Well, that's right. I'm going to try to explain this the best that I can. They've moved all of the cars out of the way now on off scene. But basically what police are telling us is that a woman driving a red SUV came around this corner. She says that she lost control of the car, that her brakes were not working. She ended up hitting a truck that was fueling up at the pump there. Then that truck pushed the gas pump over. It ended up pinning Whitney up against her car, and a fire then ensued. Now, there are a lot of people who witnessed this horrible accident. One of them was Greg Alderman. Greg didn't see when this car lost control and hit the gas pump. He only saw the horrible aftermath.
7-Eleven gas pumps were engulfed in flames, so I sprinted across the street.
And he ran right to the minivan where 18-year-old Whitney Hendrickson was pinned in the middle of the fire.
The other guy was trying to get the girl out. I don't know where he is, but that dude was a hero, dude. I don't know who he is or nothing, but that man tried to run up and get her, but the heat was already too hot. He couldn't release her between the pump and the car.
But she was screaming to help her. She was going to die, and I kept telling her she'd be okay. And then she just lost consciousness.
But he couldn't get to her. The flames were just too hot.
But I've never seen somebody burn to death right before my eyes. You know, within I was as close to I am you.
A horrific chain of events that Greg will never forget.
It's just helpless and just sick to my stomach.
Now, as I said, they've cleaned up the cars, taken them off scene. They've all been towed away. They've also removed that pump and been able to remove that body as well. Now, they just also opened up Colorado for traffic just a few moments ago. Dawn and Betty?
Such a bizarre accident with such a tragic ending. Stephanie, thank you.